Welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast. Today, The Learner, we're taking a focused look at Snap for you. You've shared some interesting materials, and our goal is to pull out the key understandings so you grasp what truly matters without feeling overloaded. We're going to explore their recent financial health, their position in the competitive social media world, and some of the elements shaping their future.
Absolutely. And the documents you sent over include a detailed analysis from April 2025, a comprehensive update also from April 2025 covering their latest moves and market impact, and another stock analysis from April 2025 too. So we'll be bringing the information from all of these together to give you a clear overview.
Okay, The Learner, let's start by unpacking their financial picture. For the full year of 2024, revenue is estimated to be around $5.36 billion. And in the fourth quarter of 2024, they saw a 14% increase year over year, reaching $1.557 billion. It looks like they've had pretty consistent revenue growth over the last 3 to 5 years.
It is interesting. That growth seems to be coming from, well, both user growth and higher ad revenue. This steady climb in their top line numbers, it does suggest a healthy trend overall.
And when we look at earnings per share, for the full year 2024, it's projected at 0.25 cents. That's a huge jump, actually 178% from the previous year. Q4 itself had a, well, modest net income, $9 million, but their adjusted EBITDA looks strong at $276 million. Seems like profitability is improving.
That big jump in EPS is definitely noticeable. And you're right, while the Q4 net income was small, that adjusted EBITDA figure, for listeners, that's earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, amortization, often tweaked to show core operations better. It really indicates they're thinking about the bigger picture for you, the learner. A PE ratio kind of around or below the industry average, especially with that strong earnings growth. It could suggest the market hasn't perhaps fully recognized the progress they've made on the profit front. Of course, you'd need the very latest numbers to confirm, but it's a potential angle to consider.
And their liquidity, their ability to meet short-term bills, seems solid. They had $3.4 billion in cash on hand, plus a fully available $1.05 billion revolving credit line as of December 2024, suggests low borrowing risk.
That strong cash reserve and the available credit, that gives them a pretty considerable financial cushion, gives them flexibility, for future investments or just weathering any potential economic bumps.
In Q4, operating cash flow was $231 million, and free cash flow was $182 million. So definitely bringing in more cash than they're spending.
Positive cash generation like that is really important. A good sign of a sustainable business model. It means they can fund their own operations, look at growth opportunities without constantly needing outside cash.
And their return on equity likely trending up because of that improved profitability. Though it's probably still below some of the really big, mature tech giants, I'd imagine.
That brings up a good point for you, the learner, about efficiency. How well are they using shareholder money to make profit? It's moving in the right direction, sure, but comparing it to the established players gives you that relative sense.
Okay, let's shift focus a bit. Where do they stand in the business world competitively? Snap's main edge seems to be their augmented reality platform within Snapchat, and these AI features like My AI. The aim is more user engagement and making ads work better, right? Unique content, better targeting.
Right. And what's interesting is how they're really leaning into AR and AI as differentiators. It lets them offer experiences other platforms might not have, which could potentially make their advertising more effective for brands too.
Meta Platforms is obviously the dominant force, but Snap holds a strong position as a challenger, particularly with younger users. Something like 75% penetration in developed markets for that demographic. That's significant.
It really is.
Yeah.
Their grip on younger users is a major asset. This group often sets future trends, and they're incredibly valuable for advertisers looking to build those long-term brand connections.
And what's driving growth in the broader industry? Increased use of AR/AI within social platforms seems key. Improves the user experience, improves advertiser ROI.
Which lines up perfectly with Snap's strategy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Suggests they're, well, positioned to ride those wider industry waves, assuming they execute well.
Okay, but what about the risks? Competition's fierce Meta's Instagram, Reels, that's tough, and also increasing regulatory scrutiny around data privacy. That can definitely impact ad targeting.
Oh, absolutely. The social media space is intense, and the sheer scale and resources of a company like Meta are a constant challenge. Plus, as those data privacy rules tighten up, it could directly hit their ability to deliver targeted ads, which is, central to their revenue.
Looking at recent developments around April 2025, Snap announced their Q1 2025 earnings call. It's set for Tuesday, April 29th.
Right. So for you, the learner, keeping an eye on that call would be crucial. get a sense of Q1 performance and their outlook.
Investor newsletters earlier in April were highlighting ongoing business and product updates, especially those AR experiences. Didn't seem to be any major management shakeups or big new product launches announced just recently, though.
The continued talk about AR in their updates really underlines how central it is to their plan. Seems consistent, and stable leadership is generally seen as a positive, right?
Then on April 21st, 2025, their stock price took a pretty sharp dive, about 4%. Seems it was driven by worries about advertising revenue declining, concerns that weaker ad budgets are hitting Snap harder because they rely more on brand advertising.
Yeah, that market reaction really shows how sensitive investors are to ad revenue right now, especially with the economic uncertainty. And it does point to a perception, at least, that Snap's focus on brand ads makes them maybe more vulnerable to spending cuts compared to others.
Trading volume in the stock picked up, and there was quite a bit of options activity too. Suggests investors are actively positioning themselves.
High volume, lots of options action. That often signals increased uncertainty. Maybe a wider range of views on where the stock's heading short term.
And Piper Sandler, the investment bank, they actually lowered their price target for Snap, down to $10 from $13. They cited worries about the weaker economy leading to lower ad spend forecasts.
An analyst downgrade like that can definitely influence market sentiment. It reflects those broader concerns about the immediate future, especially when macro factors are putting pressure on advertising budgets.
The whole digital ad sector is facing headwinds, really, because of the economic picture. Even giants like Meta feel it. But, as mentioned, Snapchat's focus on brand ads might make them particularly exposed. Trade issues could also cause problems internationally.
That wider context is key, the learner. Snap isn't in a vacuum here. The entire digital ad market is navigating this uncertainty. Still, that specific reliance on brand advertising seems to be a focal point for market concerns right now.
On the flip side, Snap has been actively investing in AR technology. They see it as a way to stand out, attract users, attract advertisers.
It's a strategic bet, isn't it? Investing heavily in AR, hoping it's the key to future growth and differentiation. How well those investments pay off will be really critical to watch.
Some recent moves, they launched sponsored AI lenses, partnered with L'Oreal for AR beauty vending machines in April 2025. Also had spring-themed Bitmoji updates in March to keep users engaged, and worked with DHS on a Note to Protect campaign in April.
So trying different things. Innovation on the ad front with AI lenses, user engagement with Bitmoji, partnerships. Looks like a multi-pronged approach to keep things moving forward.
And comparing them to Meta, Snap's much smaller in terms of employees, right? Around 4,900 versus Meta's, 74,000? Snap's revenue is primarily ads. Meta's pushing the metaverse hard, while Snap leads in AR lenses and has that strong Gen Z base. Alphabet's YouTube Shorts doesn't seem to target Gen Z quite so specifically.
That difference in scale and focus is pretty stark. Snap's smaller size and AR leadership with young users could be an advantage in agility, maybe, but also a disadvantage against Meta's sheer resources and broader aims.
The reports flagged several risks. Continued decline in ad revenue is one. Macroeconomic factors like tariffs impacting international growth, ongoing regulatory pressure on data privacy. And, importantly, they still posted a net loss in 2024, almost $700 million.
Those are definitely significant challenges to keep track of, the learner. The ongoing losses, even with revenue growing, that's a major point. Questions about long-term profitability.
But there are opportunities, too. That AR tech could really set them apart. Potential for better profitability if cost controls improve margins. Q2 earnings after rolling out those AI lenses could be interesting. And expanding AR commerce partnerships.
Right, the upside hinges a lot on that AR strategy paying off,
Yeah.
leading to better margins and maybe new revenue streams through commerce. That's the potential growth story to watch.
So the major risks boil down to intense competition, regulatory hurdles, and just the volatile nature of the digital ad market itself.
Exactly. How they navigate those external pressures, the competition, the regulations, that's going to be crucial. Those landscapes are always changing.
And market sentiment right now. Seems cautious generally. Lots of focus on that recent stock drop, the ad revenue concerns. You see some retail investors debating, is this a buying opportunity or time to cut losses? Always good to verify info from unofficial places, of course.
That caution reflects the uncertainty, doesn't it? How will they really perform near term, especially in this ad market? The fact that there are differing opinions among investors just highlights the ongoing debate about their future prospects.
So the learner, to kind of wrap this up for you, Snap presents, a mixed picture right now. They're showing solid revenue growth, improving profitability metrics, definitely, strong position in AR innovation, loyal younger user base, Those are real assets. However, they face significant headwinds in that competitive digital ad market, and they're navigating these macroeconomic uncertainties, which, as we saw, recently hit their stock price. Their big bet on AR and AI. That could be the key differentiator moving forward.
Hmm.
But sustained profitability remains the critical thing to watch.
And this does bring up an interesting point to mull over, the learner. How might Snap's unique strengths, that young demographic, the AR leadership, position them differently than competitors to weather this advertising slump? Could their niche appeal actually be a form of resilience? It's definitely something worth thinking about as you keep following the space.
We certainly hope this focused exploration of Snap has been valuable for you, the learner. If you found this helpful, please do subscribe, like, and maybe leave a comment with any further questions you might have. We always appreciate hearing from you.